Black Mountain, if you hadn't heard that. And they had their first foliage festival, an arts and music festival, a couple weeks ago. And since they happened to be the subject of this year's poster, we couldn't not present it at their fall festival.
It was an arts festival.
So close, actually. Yeah. So it's been out there a little bit, and it's here behind me, I think.
There it is.
There it is.
On the screen now.
Ski in the Sun, which makes sense that in 1936 that would be something really to promote because it is the south-facing mountain.
Right.
And it's the warmest place to ski there. And
they're riding up, they're going up the shovel handle lift.
Yeah. Can we put that camera back on the, there we go. And if you can zoom in a little bit, you see those, that's not a tow rope there. They're hanging on to a shovel handle. And if you ever wondered why the Whitney's Inn next door has a pub with the same name, the Shovel Handle Pub, it's named after these shovels that were literally brought from Sears and Roebuck and brought over to the mountain in the 1936, I believe, it was the 35-36 season, when ski rates were $1.25 for a full day to hang onto that shovel handle.
That's right, and it's the first overhead lift in the United States.
That's true. And I wasn't quite sure what to do with that little tidbit of information. I thought, how exciting is that? I thought it was such a bad idea to instill somebody to invent the
I think it's kind of exciting. The first overhead lift, which I think is different than
that's true. It's the first overhead.
What you call it, the one that you put behind you. T-bar. Yeah, I think it's the first overhead lift and worked very well, and it's still there. It's still. I mean, that's what's great about that poster. I love that because you go there right now, it doesn't look all that different. It's kind of cool that way.
That's true.
That's a nice poster. I like that this year.
Thanks.
With the woman in the front who seems to be on a lot of the posters, the ski poster.
Well, oddly enough, the original one that started it with the North Conway poster, that girl came out of Diane Mellow's imagination. This girl was in a photograph. The inspiration from this one was a photograph taken in that 1936 then, from that year that we borrowed from Black Mountain.
Really?
And the other character, there is a woman standing in the photograph in that position. In the photograph, you also can't tell that she has a left arm or another pole. We thought that was kind of fun. That Sean in our office does the posterizing of these things, and he made the hair look I forgot who's the actress there, and it doesn't matter.
Betty Grable.
There you go, the Betty Grable hair. And the second person in line who's kind of hunched over there, not very good at shovel handle pulling.
Was that you?
Yeah, that was me in 1937. In the photograph, there was someone equally bad at doing it, so we thought that was kind of cute to put in.
That's great. It's a great poster.
It is. Now we have them in. They're in stock already, the framed posters, and we have about 9 of the limited edition canvases left. We do 30 every year of the signed and numbered limited editions. Of course, the same people collect them each year.
Right.
So the first 20 are sold right off the bat to people that had some of the original ones, the early ones. So we have those will be sold out certainly before the season gets here, really.
Sure.
But we have the framed posters under glass. Those are available now. They're $79.99, same price we've had for all 6 of them. And we have the grand canvases, the 36 by 48 inch.
Yeah, I noticed that there were different sizes of them. That's really cool.
Yeah, if you have a big ski house or loft or a vaulted ceiling, those big ones come in handy.
Yeah, there's one behind us that you can just see the top of, because we have all these great prints here.
Look at this new snow art.
What about this one right here?
I'm so excited that it's snowing.
This one's wicked cool.
Wicked cool.
Wicked cool. Do we know where that was taken?
I don't. All I know is it's absolutely spectacular. It's an amazing shot. And this new, and now this is on canvas. There's no glare. The camera's not picking up any glare because there's no glass on it. This is photography printed on canvas, stretched on extra thick stretcher bars, when the image wraps right around the sides. So you don't frame it. You don't matte it, you don't glass, nothing to spend lots of money on.
Right.
It's just a beautiful matte finish, works in any setting. They're UV protected, they're pigmented inks, 100-year inks. It's just an amazing product at an amazingly affordable price, because this one is 60 inches wide, and that size is $215. But this piece is available in a 36-inch, 48-inch, 60, or 6 feet wide, and even 90 inches wide.
That's a big print.
It sounds big, but it's surprisingly how easy that goes into a house.
Yeah.
A lot of big walls out there. So we're having great fun putting together the snow scenes, because the foliage scenes, they're beautiful and they work great and they're fun to have out at this time of year, but now we start thinking about, winter can be beautiful.
Right. And you have a cool one here, too.
This is so fun. Check this out. This is almost dizzying. This shot just looking straight up at chairlifts. picture this being 90 inches wide. now it's scary. This is not where this isn't Gulag. Get out of the picture. This is the 4-foot wide version of this. And imagine doing a large version of this hanging on the wall in your ski house. How fun that would be.
That would just be great. Well, very cool.
Yeah,
and of course, all of this is at the Framed Art Superstore.
A lot of things are at the Framed Art Superstore. Today, these particular pieces are going to be at the Eastern Slope Inn because today is the big snow expo that Zimmerman's is doing. And so we have our own tent there. I've got a fire pit next to me, one of those little grill things because it's out on the lawn, the little outdoor festival with all the tents. So we will have a warming fire next to our tent. And we'll have Met coffee there at 10. And something called Glühwein, or Glühwein. It's a German version of the Glog. It's a hot red wine. Think of it as hot grape cider instead of hot apple cider. Cool. And it's a lot more fun. So we'll be getting you liquored up after 1 o'clock at the tent there, and we got that stuff is available at the Wine Time.
Awesome.
And I only discovered it yesterday. I said, I got to have this tomorrow.
I'm bringing it with me.
This will be fun.
Now, speaking of warm and toasty and fires and stuff, we've also got some candles here from Soy Fire Candle.
We do indeed. Soy Fire Candle that I have to remember because I always forget to say where we are, down on the Red Barn Mall and Route 16, down next to Dunkin' Donuts in that general section. Soy Fire Candle sells only bean pod candles. Those are soy candles. There's no petroleum. Regular, like brand Y, is petroleum. And you can see, look at all the nasty black soot on this candle. These are candles that we didn't burn these. Customers brought these in from last year's Yankee Swap. And this is the soy product. And you see how nice and clean that jar burns compared to the black soot from this one. But this is one product we can actually switch. Everybody wants to be green until they find out how much it costs to go green. It's easy to go green on this because this candle is about $25, and our candle, the same, actually a couple ounces larger than this, is $3 or $4 less. And same with the next size down. All of our jars are $2 to $4 less than the petroleum competition. They last longer, support American farmers instead of OPEC. They smell great, and we have about 60 fragrances, and all the holiday and fall fragrances are in stock. And
smells great in here right now.
It does. We have a little hot apple cider burning over there, but we've got pumpkin pie and cranberry clove open here. And of course, they give off a nice fragrance just being open. And I lit one this morning, and you notice it's not burning real bright yet. These were in my car overnight, so they're frozen. Not a good time to light a candle. And I thought we should make a lesson about that because I had someone come in the other day with a candle question about a candle that had tunneled down the middle. And I thought, well, let's share with everyone why that might happen. It happens less with soy candles, actually, than with petroleum candles because soy wax has a lower melting temperature, lower melting point, so it's easier to melt a soy candle. But if your candle's cold, then all bets are off because it's very difficult to get the flame to produce enough heat to melt the candle all the way across the jar. Yep. But if you burn a candle for about an inch and your melt pool, if you let the candle melt out about an inch, say, might take an hour to get it there, and then you blow it out. Well, now you only have this 1-inch melt pool, and wax has a memory. This is true of all wax. This is true of petroleum wax or the soy wax. That wax has a memory, and candles hold a grudge. You probably didn't know that, but they do. They get real snarky if you do that. And the next time you light it, it doesn't want to melt all the way out because you didn't let it melt all the way out the first time. So it's going to tend to burn a tunnel right straight down. Also, if your candle is cold on the outside, if the jar is cold. Yeah. I learned this years ago doing a party at our house and burning these outside on the breezeway. You know, it's 20 degrees outside or 0 degrees outside, whatever. And the jar is so cold, it's keeping the wax from being able to melt all the way out. And then I discovered in the kitchen that even in keeping the house in 60-something degrees, that the outside of the jar can stay so cool that it's hard for it to melt all the way out. Yep. And we have these little ceramic decorative jar holders. And I learned when I just slip it into one of those, it insulates the jar. And when I've had a little wax sticking to the sides of it, when I set it in the next night, I'll burn it, set it in that ceramic insulating holder, and it burns completely to the glass. Melts away. Well, so that's awesome. My candle tip of the day.
Candle tip of the day. So of course, the Soy Fire Candle in the Red Barn Outlet Center down there on Route 16, and of course the great art from the Framed Art Superstore right in North
fashionable
Conway.
South end of North Conway Village, next to the Sunoco.
But you're also going to be right there at the Eastern Slope Inn today.
Yep, Sal's at the art store. I'm at the Snow Expo all day, and Jamie and Lynn are taking care of the candle store. So come on in, say hello, buy candles, buy art. support our Making a Living in the Mountains Fund.
There you go.
Always appreciate, our favorite cause.
And so that sounds great. So Mike, good to see you again, and I'm sure